Greetings, East Coast family, and welcome to this special edition of Women of Impact. Here at East Coast, we take pride in recognizing our friends and those individuals who have made such an impact in the history of women, not just the month, but the entire context of what it's like to be a woman of impact. So, this is the beginning of a series that we started for this month where we're recognizing and highlighting those partners that have helped East Coast provide nothing but the best services to our farm worker families. And I am so honored to be joined today by Dr. Barbara Cooper. Her career is long, even though she's a young person, and she has been such an impactful individual in contributing to early childhood education. She's a former secretary from the state early childhood education in the state of Alabama, and currently she's a senior vice president at Start Early. Titles imply and give credit to some of the work, but really does not do not do justice to the incredible work and the impact that she has had throughout her career in elevating the importance of early childhood education. Dr. Cooper, wonderful to have you with us. How are you?
Thank you so much, Maria, and so great to be here as well. I'm doing great, and even greater now that I'm getting to celebrate Women's History Month with you.
Indeed. I'm glad that we at least set aside 1 month, which is not enough, to talk about the incredible contributions of women. And for me, it's so important to mention that, especially when it comes to the work that you have done throughout the country. Let's talk a little bit about what makes Barbara, Dr. Cooper, who she is. Who were those impactful women in your early upbringing that made a difference in your life?
Interestingly, those who had the greatest impact on my life were early childhood educators. I remember my Head Start teacher, Mrs. Ball, who impacted me from the very beginning of starting that Head Start class. I couldn't wait to go because my brother had gone the year before, and we were actually in some of the first classrooms on the south side of Chicago. And I just remember those learning experiences and how I was always so excited to bring those experiences back home and make them come to life and pretend to be the teacher for all of the children in the neighborhood in our garage and just continue to mold that. And I just never forgot those early experiences. And I continued on through my elementary years in high school and college and continued to just have really great teachers. And all of those who had the greatest impact on me were in education. And even my mom, who was an early childhood teacher in an infant and toddler classroom, just really saw how impactful it was to pour into young children at the earliest stage as possible and see that true impact.
Wow. Women and anybody that goes into the profession of education is really a vocation. You just mentioned individuals that impacted your life, and it is so important. Teachers and educators in general play such a vital role in the love for education that they instill in us, right, as we continue to grow and professionally. And talking about that, what do you think today are the most critical components of school readiness?
Goodness, we know that up to 95% of a child's brain is framed and built through age developed through age 5. And so really having individuals who really understand early childhood development and understand the human brain and how all of these synapses are forming in the first years of life, those are the most critical times. It's so much easier to mold children at these early stages when the brain is still malleable and soft, and we still have this opportunity to pour into them things and concepts that we know are going to impact them for the rest of their lives. High quality teachers are the most important elements in a classroom. We know that a high quality teacher will take children an entire year, give children over an entire year of growth and really give them an opportunity to develop at their greatest possibilities. And so I think that it is very important that that's an area that we focus on. And of course, you get what you pay for. So we have to compensate our teachers and make sure that, we're providing them with an income that allows them to have a life of their own beyond that classroom.
Absolutely. That is one investment that we all should be more intentional, about paying the right compensation to the teachers. And Dr. Cooper, when you mentioned that, one of the areas that I know growing up when you're a young parent and you have children when you're young, and that's when as a parent, you don't know as much because you're busy building a career, you're starting your marriage or you're starting, your family. And that's when you're busy. And to now understand that that's when the children learn the most and the environment is so important. And for us as parents to be calm and to model and help them regulate their emotions when it is a moment of our life when our emotions as parents are going like all over the place as well, right? What message would you have for the parents to understand and to embrace that stage a little bit more calm?
First of all, I'm now a grandparent, a grandma. So I totally understand and see things through a totally different lens and realize that there is so much more that we can do for our children by just being there. It's not about material things and giving your child the best gym shoes and clothes. It's about pouring into them each day and loving them and accepting them for who they are, and also helping them to understand their emotions and that emotions are healthy. So often we'll quiet children down and tell them to, be quiet and not express anger and fear, but we want them to express those emotions. And as parents, you get to be your child's number one teacher, your child's number one cheerleader. And I just encourage you to enjoy those moments, to recognize that everything you do absolutely matters. And even what you do outside of your home, like making sure your child has high quality childcare, high quality early learning education experiences. Those are all such critical factors for us as parents in those first 5 years. And we don't get those years back. So let's make the most of it, because I share frequently. I spent over 25 years in K-12 systems, and much of that time was spent on remediation strategies. We can work with children at the earliest stages and they will be kindergarten ready, and we will not spend the next 12 years remediating. So be their first teacher and absolutely pour everything you can into your child.
Indeed. There's never enough time to have to share with our public the importance of parenting, the importance of good education, especially the foundation, as you mentioned. And there's never enough time to have a good conversation with you, Dr. Cooper. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for being such a strong partner for our families and our staff, our educational staff here at East Coast Migrant Head Start Project. And we honor you. We celebrate you in this historic History Women's Month. We don't have enough to honor you, but recognizing your phenomenal career. Congratulations to you. Thank you for being a beacon of light and an example for many other women who will be listening to this, whether they're parents or educators.
Thank you so much. And likewise for you as well. I appreciate all that you've done for our field as well, Maria.